to another exciting episode of Primal Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm Kane the Shrub Watson. We have a jam-packed show as usual, but this show, we'll have a 1 hour edition. I mean, a shortened version, but I mean, we keep it spicy nonetheless.
Yes.
So in this hour, we have a lot to talk about. And first, we're starting off. But then we have to big up our Fit FM listeners.
Yes, Fit FM 96.7.
Down there in Trelawney. Big up yourself, later on in the show, feel free to call in. And do remember, the number later on after sports comment should be 1-876-552-7406. Feel free to call in and give us your take on, any sporting topic.
Okay, we'll also have to big up our listeners and viewers on Primal.
Oh, definitely. I was waiting for you to drop that bit in,
So big up on yourself as well.
Yeah, viewers, listeners on the app. Hey, it's Primal Sports Talk Desk show, and we're ready to go.
And guys, on Fit FM, feel free. You can download the app. It's free on Samsung and Apple. So get the app, Primal 4K. If you want to see us instead of just listening.
Yeah. Sometimes we keep it.
You can do both, though.
Snazzy, but
Yeah, big up on yourself.
Yeah. So
okay, it's a long week and a big and an exciting week. I might add to that. We have the NBA, we have football. NFL, obviously.
Yeah. We have to start off where we closed the show last week. Cause
we have a little golf.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods is back. Trying to think there in the Genesis invitation.
Yeah, but, I see him in the media for some things that I'm sure Peter will touch on later on the show.
We'll talk about that. And we're going to touch a little on the cricket and Formula One, So feel free, guys. Lewis Hamilton there creating some problems in Formula One. So we have a lot of things to cover.
One thing with sports have a lot of drama to it.
Yes.
It's both on and off the field of play because we all see things happening and things in and around. But It's all connected. It's entertainment.
All right, so we'll start this week showcasing
where we left off last week.
Yes.
With Super Bowl predictions.
Yes.
And again, I am the Schwab. I know I got the winner right, but I said Chiefs would win by 3 points.
You got the difference right.
Yeah, I said 27-24, but NFL is a game where it's hard to predict the scores, but I saw Kansas City winning by 3 points, and so they did.
Yeah, 38-35, an exciting match.
I don't like to pop my own color, but that's why I'm here, I love sports. Yeah, it was an exciting match and lived up to the billing. So
what is your takeaway from that finals? What's the biggest moment?
The play call.
The play call.
Yeah. That call at the last minute of the game where
recording in progress.
It was a hold, but
yeah.
I would want the refs to let them play. But we see where NFL is a technical sport and it's a game of inches. And I think the Chiefs were deserved winners. It was an actual hold. So go by the rules.
Holding call.
It's a holding call. That was the defining moment because Eagles played their hearts out. Jalen Hurts and crew.
So you thought that if the ref never threw that flag at that point, at that time, and Kansas City would have taken the field goal, given the Eagles back the ball with about a minute and 40 seconds.
I think the Chiefs would have win, mate. I think it's preordained.
Okay.
Yeah, it's preordained, and it comes down to the star players.
Yes.
Big moments.
Yes.
People have done it before. People have been there before. Andy Reid, experienced coach. Patrick Mahomes, star player. Travis Kelce, star player. Eagles have their players, but it's more of a team play. But when it comes to those big defining moments, Patrick Mahomes delivered. Yeah. And people say, my homie, he did it on 1 foot. One foot. But you have to give credit to the Eagles. And it was definitely an exciting match. I wouldn't say they threw it away.
No.
They were in control for majority of the game.
I had time of possession.
Time of possession, leading
side.
most of the way. But Chiefs, big time, big players. And we see where Patrick Mahomes now has his second Super Bowl Finals MVP, second Super Bowl. Now he has 2 regular season MVP and racking up the accolades. And now in his just 5th year as a starter. We have to compare him to the GOAT.
Yeah, but
and we all know the GOAT.
Before we compare him to the GOAT, because I definitely agree. I thought that Mahomes played well. A lot of people thought that Jalen actually outplayed Mahomes, but I don't see it that way. I thought that they both played well.
Yeah. And the thing is with the
Hurts
outplay,
made a big mistake in that second quarter, that fumble. I thought that kind of turned the game back, the momentum back over to Kansas City, up 14-7, driving down the field, that fumble. That was a fumble recovered by Kansas City and a score to tie the game. So it could have been a 14 points swing in the favor of the Eagles, but
that was earlier on in the game though.
But sometimes the momentum. But the biggest, my MVP for this finals is Andy Reid. I thought the play calling and the 2 touchdowns in the red zone, Andy Reid, genius. I showed you a play that night when them run around in the circle. I thought it was rubbish. But
keep it simple. Keep it simple. But that's to show how confident they are, creative, and I mean, they don't let the moment get bigger of them, and they're out there doing what they're used to. Because I'm sure that's not the first time they're practicing that. So they're doing it at the biggest stage, and I mean,
I thought the play
that was a highlight. Probably the second biggest thing to Rihanna's halftime show performance, which I know Peter going to touch on again in the commentary. We'll just wait for it, people, because you know that part is always spicy as well. But
so we have to. I know you say you don't like Andy Reid, but after seeing watching that Super Bowl on Sunday, you have to give it to Andy.
No, I give it to Mahomes. And Mahomes give it to Andy.
Yeah. But the play
without Mahomes, I don't think Andy Reid would have any titles.
I agree. I agree.
But this is more a compliment for Andy Reid than against him. I think he's the most overrated great coach.
Overrated great coach.
Yeah. So, but I say it as a compliment.
Okay.
Because I think that with his mindset and his teams that he had in the past, he should have more than 2 Super Bowls.
Should have more.
I think that Andy Reid could have had at least 4 Super Bowls easily. So I think that his earlier failures probably lead now to his success.
Yes.
So I'm kind of hard on him.
Experience.
Yeah, experience
similar
going
to
there.
Messi, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Continue.
Always try to poke up with the Messi
Yeah, man.
thing.
Continue.
And in life, in anything, in any facet in life, to be successful, you have to go through failures.
Yeah.
I don't see any one successful person, whether in business, whether in sports, whether in anything, marriage, anything you name it, relationship-wise, you have to go through the rocky times, the failures, to be successful and to be that successful.
Yeah.
So Andy Reid definitely did the rounds, had his losses, and right now he's getting more ratings from me.
Getting more.
Yeah, and you're opening my eyes up more to see it.
Still pretty young in terms of coaching, you know. Andy probably have another 10 years. He's about 64, 63. Probably have another 10 years there with Mahomes. Mahomes have a long-term contract over 10 years, $500 million. So, you know, Mahomes not going anywhere. And they're not going anywhere. So, can you see the Chiefs winning another 2 or 3 within the next, let's say, 6 years?
No. It's NFL is probably the hardest thing to win.
Parity because of the league. It's very
plus it's one and done. You have a bad match, you're out. It's not like a 7-game series or a 5-game series. I mean, it's like the World Cup. You play a bad match and you lose, you're out.
Yeah.
NFL the whole season. NBA, no, you go to the playoffs. No, you have play-ins.
You have more room.
You have more wiggle room to make error and adjust and see your opponent and go against it. NFL, it's one game.
One and done.
You have one big game, one bad play, one bad call, one interception, and then it's a momentum. Yeah. And we all play once momentum swings, the game can be a blowout.
But one thing I do think though with the Kansas City team and the Eagles as well, I think the Eagles will be right there again next year.
No, I don't think they'll be there.
One thing with this Chiefs team, I think.
Remember LA Rams the year before?
Yeah, this team is built. It's built. It's not.
Remember Cooper Cup and the hype we had about Cooper Cup last year?
Passing. This Eagles team, they have a good ground game, a running game. They have good young wide receivers who are in a.
But you have to keep that core together. Plus, you remember, say it's cash in time, and these players, NFL, the players want to cash in.
When you look at AJ Brown is contracted for the Eagles for the next couple of years. You look at Devontae Smith, the one who had predicted would have had an outstanding game, played well, but because
played good.
Still under his rookie contract. You know, Jalen Hurts is still under a rookie contract, might be paid next year. So I think this Eagles team will pretty much stay intact for next season, and the Kansas City team will still be intact for next season.
I'm going to say it now. These two teams won't be in the final next
won't
year.
be in the finals. All right.
You see that happening in the NFL? Have you ever seen that in the NFL?
The Chiefs do it.
No, I mean the Super Bowl finals this year are the both Super finals in the following year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but
I'm talking the two teams.
The two teams, no. It's two different teams from last year.
Yeah.
But I'm
just talking, will the Chiefs and Eagles be in the Super Bowl finals next year again?
I think it's highly possible based on the roster that these two teams have going.
Give it a percentage.
Year. I think I put it at about. It depending on what San Francisco do with a QB
there
situation.
There go. It depends on what a lot of people do.
No, it's depending on one team in the NFC conference.
I'm practicing to be a bookie, and I think it's less than 1% chance.
I think it's a higher percent. I'm much higher for the Eagles.
It's less than 1. No, I'm talking for both teams. Not one, one will make it, but the other won't make it. NFL is so hard.
It's hard. It's hard
to
because
go and repeat.
It's because of salary caps and injuries
Precisely.
And all of that. But
what the setup of the league and players coming in, injuries, coaching, people making switches, teams coming up. And I think that the Bills will be good next year.
No, the Bills are going to be a failure. Just like they were in the 1990s.
I didn't say Cowboys,
No, the Bills are going to be failures.
I didn't say Cowboys,
Every season, every year, over the past 3 years, the Bills are favorites going into the season to make it. But
you don't give the Rams any chance? No chance.
Rams have no chance next year.
You don't give, let's see,
San Francisco and Eagles. San Francisco and the Eagles. And you're going to have Cincinnati.
Joe Burrow, yeah.
Cincinnati will be there again.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have Kansas City. And you might have...
and you'll have a breakout player next year, just like how you have Jalen Hurts this year.
Yeah.
And a comeback player, Lamar Jackson might come back and do something next year. Yeah, you always have breakthrough players. You always have players that come back. And
we have seen Lamar,
NFL...
We have seen Lamar Jackson. Let's just talk about Lamar before we go on to Tom Brady along with the big man himself, Mahomes.
No, you mean the big man Tom Brady alongside. Why you always do things like that? Don't be a prisoner of the moment. Do you know who the GOAT is? And we're comparing Mahomes to Brady, not Brady to Mahomes. Don't do that. I mean, Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
How many franchises in the NFL have 7 Super Bowls?
Yeah, you have a point.
Maybe, none.
Yeah.
The man have more rings than all franchises.
You have a point.
And NFL has been going on from the 40s.
You have a point.
I mean,
it's one.
Comparisons were made to be and greatness
1 out
is greatness.
of 52 though. But yeah, continue. 1 out of 52. It's a 52 man.
And Patrick Mahomes is young.
Yes.
His tennis so far has been great. 5 years. 5 years as a starter, comparing to the first 5 years as a starter for Tom Brady. Brady has 3 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes has 2.
Yes.
2 Super Bowl MVPs to Tom Brady, 2 to Mahomes. 0 regular season MVPs for Brady, 2 regular season MVP for Mahomes. 3 Pro Bowls for Brady, 5 for Mahomes. So 5 out of 5 times he's been a Pro Bowl in his first 5 years as a starter. 0 first team All Pro, 2 first team All Pro for Mahomes, which to me that stat is regardless. But passing yards, Brady had little over 18,000, and Mahomes has about 24,000, close to 24,000, 23,957 yards in his first 5 years as a starter.
Sum that up for me. Who do you think is a better player?
123 touchdowns for Brady, 192 for Mahomes, 66 turnover interceptions for Brady, 48 for Mahomes. So when you break it down and you look at the stats, which I mean, stats don't paint the whole picture.
Yeah, but
Mahomes is on a trajectory to be greater than Brady, but look at NBA. LeBron passed Michael Jordan points a long time ago.
Hold on.
But the stats with the eye test.
Forget about
and
that.
A different offensive setup.
Tell me what your eyes see when you look at Mahomes in his first 5 years, and when you used to watch Tom Brady in his first 5 years. Tell me what you see on the TV.
Mahomes is a more explosive player, especially on the feet.
Explosive on the feet.
Where
alone?
Where I see is comparable to Brady is his IQ with the game. And to me, I'm sold on IQ with the game. You have to be cerebral because you might have different strengths versus me, different weaknesses, your attributes. Yeah, and you have to play to your strengths. You have to play to your team setup.
Yes.
Some teams are more offensive minded.
Yes.
More has better wide receivers. So the game in a sense is technical, but with the ball in your hand, game management and leadership, I see Mahomes like Tom Brady in that stature where he's the leader, he's the man, and he's carrying his team.
Okay.
So
Mahomes and Brady, IQ, you put them equal.
no,
First
I
5
put
years.
first 5
You
years.
put them as equal.
I put Brady ahead because of Belichick.
Personal IQ.
Yeah, man. Belichick.
Taught him.
Yeah, yeah.
Say you think that Brady was a smarter QB within the first 5 years than Mahomes is,
and had less weapons.
and had less weapons.
Yeah,
Okay. So
and did more. Three Super Bowls.
Okay. So
Because at the end of the day, you have to win the chip.
yeah. Okay. So you're saying that
But if you look at the raw stats, Mahomes is better over the first 5 years.
I think Tom
in terms
Brady
of passing yards, less interceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, regular season MVPs, because not just in the playoffs, in the regular season.
Yeah, and Tom didn't have any. But what I would say is that in Tom's first 5 years, Tom was more of a game manager like Alex Smith.
Yeah.
But a little bit better than Alex Smith, a better game manager.
A little bit better.
A little bit better than Alex Smith in his first 5 years.
Why you don't like the GOATs? You don't like Messi, you don't like Tom Brady. I mean,
But when you look
GOATs?
at Patrick Mahomes though, in terms of skill sets, arm talent, leg talent, vision, the only thing that I think that he's not quite up there with Brady in the first 5 years is what you just said, is IQ. Being able to read pre-snaps.
Yeah.
Make the because sometimes Patrick tend to hold on to the ball a little bit too long. Brady did not in the first 5 years, so I can give Brady that slight edge in terms of IQ.
Mahomes is more of a look for the big plays.
Yeah, but
Brady would get his inches, go up that field, game management clock.
Of late, Mahomes has been playing the same way.
Yeah, because of the injury too. As well.
The injury, and then he didn't have the
That's
weapons.
where I say the IQ comes into play, and I see where he's picking his spots and doing this. He's
much better than before.
And I think
than before.
I think that he's letting the game come to him more, especially more because of that slight injury going into.
And also the loss of Tyreek Hill. The loss of Tyreek Hill. We don't have the explosive receiver. We don't even know none of the receivers we played with in the finals. Anybody know them? Juju Smith. The one in the last place. So no way he's playing with no-name receivers, rookie receivers at that. That's what. Similar to what Brady did back in his time. So I'm saying the IQ is almost there. But if you look at Patrick Mahomes' first 5 years, there's no way you can doubt that this man is not better than Tom Brady in the first 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, but
no way.
He's great, but as I said, you have to, when the career is done, we'll see.
We'll see.
To be 7, I mean, I don't know if Mahomes will win anymore. I think he'll win one more, and that's it. 3 and done. 3 is good. 3 is good.
All right.
3 would have him up there in probably the top 5, plus more MVPs and the regular season starts, but the GOAT is the GOAT. And I say, what you have against the GOATs? You have something against Tom Brady? You have something against Messi? You have something against Nadal? You complain Nadal a foot injury, but I don't hear say anything about Mahomes and foot injury. I
think Brady. I like Brady, but I think Brady get too much of the praise. I know that he's a good QB, but at the same time, you have offense and you have defense and you have special teams and you have the coaches. So I think they give too much to Brady for winning all of these titles. I think the kicker, Vinatieri, deserve a lot of praise.
Yeah, the kicker.
Of course, the kicker. Vinatieri, of course.
The kicker.
Big time kicker.
Yeah. That's what they're in the field.
And the funny thing, what I can compare.
Who get them in field goal position?
Huh?
Who get them in field goal?
Yeah. And the refs, I'm going to add this too.
But look at that. The ref
in
make a play. The ref make a call for Mahomes. I don't hear.
That is why I'm saying that is similar. Because against Oakland Raiders, the tuck rule. You remember the tuck rule?
Yeah.
It's an obvious fumble.
No, tuck rule. No, it's a tuck rule. It's a tuck
the
rule.
obvious fumble. But it was a good man. What you thought of the halftime show? What were your thoughts on the halftime? Everybody was saying it was exciting. It wasn't anything spectacular.
No. I think
there was some statement made in terms of how Reina came out.
Yeah, but she's expecting. She's expecting. But plus, Reina have the public in her friends,
Yeah.
Both male and female,
Yeah.
The females love her, the males love her. Come on. It's pretty obvious. And plus,
is a woman power or something?
I mean, she's just powerful.
Okay.
So she's coming out there expecting her second child. And She's full of hits. And she performed a lot of hit singles. But the performance itself wasn't the best halftime show performance I've ever seen. It's probably more to the back end of being one of the worst. But I mean, to represent the Caribbean in itself, and women, those songs that women and those songs that she sing, we all can relate to, and we know over the years, and be like, yo, remember that Rihanna song? Who gonna run this town tonight? I'm like, yo, a long time near that job. I mean, hey, boy, Peter, it's a Peter third, it's a choir, Peter the lead singer and a backup singer, but it was somewhat of a lost the performance looking back at it, but I think that
it's a moment. It's
a moment, and she's a great artist, not only just for record labels, her whole fashion line and all of that. So
I thought it was okay though.
It was okay. It was okay. I give it a,
in terms of the statement and what she did,
and she being pregnant,
like the way she
I give her a B minus.
Give
her a B minus.
Okay.
And I'm a hard grader, but I think some people mixed reviews. Some people because it's Rihanna. Some people because it's expected more because it's a halftime show, and what we've seen over the years, you be like, yo, we see that performance. Guest artists coming on back and forth, but. I mean,
but last thing
before I hope wish her all the best in second pregnancy.
Before we move on, can you imagine the king of the NBA, which is LeBron James, got booed at the Super Bowl?
I didn't even know. I didn't even realize that. You were telling me.
Yeah, got booed.
You find it surprising or shocking?
No, just achieved the milestone of being the greatest scorer.
No, I mean not the greatest scorer.
The
leading scorer here
in NBA history, and they showed him on the chart, the jumbotron, and people started booing.
I wonder why. Why would they boo LeBron?
That is so puzzling to me. And based on just his achievement, like a couple of days before, and to get booed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I wonder what's that all about.
Like a invisible crown on him head at the same time.
But LeBron live up to the billing. LeBron live up to the name King James, and him have a astounding career. But there's bits and pieces of it.
Why is not appreciated more by the fans? You know that would have never happened to MJ, and why is not appreciated more? Because I was.
You want to know my personal opinion?
Yeah.
Even so, and I said it before, one thing I really not LeBron fan is going to Wade County. But even the last night, I saw a clip where Giannis is talking to D Wade, and he's saying, yo, you're one of my favorite players and you did it the right way.
Oh, Giannis was saying that to D Wade.
Giannis is saying you did it the right way, and he's saying that I wanted to do it how you did it. Like Hakeem, like D Wade, like
MJ.
No, he didn't say MJ.
Magic.
No, he said somebody else. I'm trying to remember who. D Wade, Hakeem, there's somebody else.
Isaiah.
No, somebody else he said. But he's saying
Tim did it.
Tim
Duncan.
Tim Duncan. He said Tim, Hakeem, D Wade. Because he's younger, so he wouldn't have seen Magic, he wouldn't have seen Isaiah.
And Bird and all these
Bird
guys
and all those people. But he saw D Wade. He saw Tim.
Yeah.
We saw Tim. We saw D Wade.
Yeah.
He saw Hakeem. 94 thereabout. So that's when
stayed with that team.
Yeah, because remember Giannis is younger.
Surprised him never said Kobe as well, you know.
I'm surprised he didn't say Kobe as well, but he said you did it the right way.
In terms of people building your team from scratch.
Yeah, and it's hard to do it with LA because LA is LA.
Yeah, because the stars come to LA.
Stars come to LA.
They don't get through the draft.
Banners are up there.
Yeah.
But remember, have Rockets ever won a championship?
No. They reached the final
Hakeem,
86.
I'm talking before Hakeem. D Wade, Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan, Spurs. None of these champion teams have ever won championships. And he's saying, hey, you got to these franchises. That's why he didn't make the Kobe reference. But these franchises has never won before.
Yes.
And he came, Milwaukee Bucks. They won one way.
Everybody was telling him to leave the year before he won.
And he said, yo, you stay with the team. Franchise is not going anywhere. And you're looking up and you did it the right way.
You build it. You
build it up. So
you're saying that maybe because of,
and he's bigging up the and say, yo, you're one of my favorite players. You know,
you think it's ring chasing why people don't appreciate LeBron. Ring chasing.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nothing short of greatness and his individual accolades. And I mean, what he did with the Miami Heat as well, one of the top teams. I mean, going back to Cleveland and winning to me was his biggest achievement in his career. But I thought he shouldn't have left in the first place.
Yeah, boy.
But I see he's being celebrated. He got celebrated at the game. I mean, the game of a stop, which is all right for me. The game of a stop. The next game, he was in his suit. He didn't play. They celebrated the game before he had speech again, and then at the halftime, at the All-Star game tomorrow, he'll be celebrated
again. We're going to touch a little more on that.
And later on in the show. But,
I found it very, I couldn't understand.
Well, I'm trying to pose it. Why
you're in Phoenix, you're at the Super Bowl. It's not even basketball, really. Yeah. And you're being booed by Kansas City.
And you're expected to go to these big matches because, and plus you're an NFL fan too as well.
It's the biggest game in America. The event,
It's prime time. Super Bowl is, people try to compare it to the World Cup. I mean, Americans, it's
really huge.
It's not close in terms of viewership.
It's a week of event.
But for America, NFL is the game. The Super Bowl is
week of the Super Bowl is parties and events upon events. You
see the whole city of Philly? Oh gosh, man.
Yeah. All right. No, let's move on from the NFL. We have to touch a little on football,
I mean, little. We're going deep into football.
Yeah,
I was hoping to go more with after sports commentary to talk more about football. So, because we have the likes of Champions League being back, we see where the league leader.
And I have to bash somebody at PSG. Yeah, so I have to talk about that Champions League match against Bayern Munich.
I feel
very disappointing performance, and I always go back to great athletes. They never disappoint.
Never. What I tell you earlier about failures and successes.
Never disappoint the fans. With their body language and the movement on the pitch and not showing up. Even if you lose, show up first.
So you're saying that all your athletes never disappoint at all show up?
No, they disappoint in terms of losing. Obviously, we want to always be on the winning side as a fan.
Well, you have to remember these athletes are humans at the end of the day.
But at the end of the day, I expect when you go on the pitch and a big match like this, I expect to see you show up.
So how about the second leg? What if they show up in the second? You always eat your words?
No, but I eat that, but man have to show up. I have to show up, man. So I want to touch a little on that PSG, man.
Yeah, I mean, Champions League back.
Yeah.
We see where the league in EPL is being switched. I mean, next week we have Champions League again. Football is in full swing. We have Jamaica under 17s to talk about. We have the regular girls to talk about. You have somebody to bash from the PSG team. I feel like it's a good.
No, we're coming at.
Yeah, but after sports commentary, we'll dive more into the football, and you know what time it is. It's time for the controversial boss. So, give us his sports commentary on. Hey, I don't even know if it's about this week, but I'm sure it's going to be spicy.
It's about something.
I mean, something that hey. Yeah, I want to hear about. I'm sure I'm going to go on this Rihanna thing too, yeah?
Of course, more than likely.
So guys, greetings to everyone. Hope you had a good weekend. I know you have an injury. I don't know how you came out of the injury. You have to be careful what size you bite off. You can chew it. That way you won't get injured. You have big tournament coming up. You can't be rolling with the big boys. So, some sad news. Simone Edwards, standout netballer. I started out in basketball, in netball. Unfortunately passed due to ovarian cancer. And so we'd like to say condolences to all the family. My previous accountant, Steve Mendez, is her half brother. So it's very sad to hear that she has passed. She was by all accounts, she was a very good ambassador for her sport and a class act. So rest in peace, Simone Edwards. Rest in peace also the Eagles, because I have a friend that every time he bets on one of these teams, he's always wrong. Keith Garvey, talking to you here. When after the first touchdown, Keith posted a Facebook post that said that, boy, offensively, no team can stand with the Eagles. Eagles gonna win, and that is at that precise moment I knew that Kansas City would have won. In fact, I heard somebody saying he always bets for the cities. So
citizen.
Yeah, he's a citizen. So But you know, I watched the Super Bowl match, and I watched the Super Bowl, and one of the things that took away from it for me, I don't know if it bothered you guys, because I like to put myself in the as if I'm competing, is how much slipping there was on the field. Everybody was sliding all over the place. You couldn't make a proper play. So many times the play that was open to the QB had to be changed because the guy about to receive the pass turned and slide. It was like they were playing on glass. They say it was happening in the painted areas, but my research has shown that they are experimenting with a new kind of grass. They were experimenting with a new genre or phenotype of grass at the big Super Bowl. You should try these things out before. How can you, I see them doing that World Cup to, you know, introduce a new ball for World Cup. New grass in the middle of the most important football match, the American gridiron football match. And it was truly ridiculous. And it affected the game more than you guys thought. Because I saw people sliding all over the place. They changed cleats, but some people changed the cleat and still sliding around. It's not good. America, you could have done better. Halftime shoulder was off the shizzle. Rihanna was at her, reasonable best. And I'll come to that in a second. But so Rihanna decided to do a medley of her hits. And she didn't do my favorite song. Welcome to the What's Her Name song that she did with Drake. She couldn't do that song, so she didn't do it. I didn't hear it. And I thought, when I watched, it was amazing that Rihanna was coming out of the sky and floating on his platforms. And it seemed a very risky thing to do. But more than that, when I watched the show with Rihanna dressed in red, like a red balloon, and all these men in white running and down behind her, it looked like a kind of fertility dance to me. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's like the egg being chased, you know, and all these men wiggling. It just had that kind of symbolism to me. And then as I watched the show more and they zoomed in on Rihanna, I said to myself, hold on, Rihanna, pregnant? You're pregnant? I started to realize that Rihanna was pregnant. And that was, her dancing was not as energetic as I'm used to seeing. And so it had to be that because Rihanna was pregnant, it would have affected how she delivered the show.
Work.
You know, this is one of the things about women in even sports. They aren't able to produce as well as they should because they might be pregnant. I was going to say something about women's sports, but I'm getting very unpopular with the negative things I've been saying about women's sports. But I couldn't help but ask, who is watching women's cricket? And who is watching all this women's football? The sports page, half the sports page is taken up with news about how they're doing down in wherever the women are playing now. And the women reggae girls, the equivalent of how they're doing. I think there is some scam going on with women's sport. I do not believe there are many people watching this thing. There's some TV rights thing going on. But I'm asking myself, who is watching all this women's sport? Most women I know have no interest in sports. And the few women who watch, who are interested in any women's sports are playing it. They're not watching it. Nobody's watching women's sport, at least from where I sit. If you guys, I don't know. China having some table tennis going on. World Championship trials. You guys should get, if you get a chance to watch it, you should watch it. And the reason I'm saying this is that China is trying to select 2 more guys to close out the squad. I mean, we have Ma Long as the number 1 player in the world. Well, the greatest of all time. We have Fan Zhendong as the number 1 player in the world. And we have Wang Chuqin, who is the man arrived. Told you guys about him some time ago. But then China has not been able to find a good tail end. They have had Liang Jiankun and the lefty guy there. And China has not been able to produce 4th and 5th players who can think there. Except for now. Now, there's a little guy they call Little Fatty, 17 years old. Just played at a Pro Tour tournament the other day and him dark up everybody, including Dmitry Ovcharov. This guy's backhand is so quick. Kane Watson, you think you have a backhand? This little fat guy have an awesome backhand. And coming behind him is a 19-year-old whose name is Shang Peng. So my China team now is going to be Fan Zhendong, Ma Long, Wang Chuqin, that's the Holy Trinity, followed by 17-year-old Lin Qindong and Shang Peng. That's my China team. Mark my words. Look out for these guys. Final thing, UFC 284. What a fight. Fight of the year. Fight of even next year. The fight between Volkanovski and Makhachev. I correctly told you Makhachev would have won. And when I make a prediction, this is not no
Schwab.
Curry goat prediction. It's a real thing. And so the fight went exactly as I thought, except I thought Makachev would have choked out Volkanovski. The surprise to me was Volkanovski was able to resist the submission attempts by Makachev, And even though Makachev was able to immobilize him, and everybody in Australia is upset about it. I posted it too, that he was robbed. But I did it out of emotion because my expectation was a more overwhelming performance by Makachev. It wasn't overwhelming. It was a close fight, but on close review. And this is an expert review, because as you people know by now,
Jiu-jitsu.
I have some expertise in jiu-jitsu and the warrior arts. These guys know that.
Yeah.
And so Makachev won the fight. And just a little complaint, seeing as I have the platform here. I believe that it's hard if you ask a millionaire how much a hamburger costs. He can't tell you. If you ask him how much a pack of peanut costs, he can't tell you. And I believe that the government of Jamaica is a little bit out of touch with the people of Jamaica of recent. You see, the people in Parliament, they're wealthy people, they're rich people, they've gotten out of touch with the common man. And therefore, when they're setting traffic fines for people, it's the same thing like they don't know what a patty costs, If you ask the Prime Minister or the Minister of Finance, what does a patty cost? You'll catch him off guard. They have no clue. And yet these are the people who have decided that the fine for driving a vehicle with smoke coming out the tailpipe is $150,000. You have to, get real. Who have $150,000 to pay because a little oil drop on your muffler or you just drive through some water and a policeman decides to ticket you $150,000? I know what I would do with those tickets. But this is not to tell you mustn't pay your ticket. Can't have someone pay tickets he's taken care of. That's sports commentary. What say you?
Yep, I set the court date, people. I have to pay the tickets. They have me as a speedster out there, and I'm not a speedster, but this is not the platform for me to complain about my tickets, but yeah, but
people, the phone lines are now open. 876-552-7406. That's 1-876-552-7406 via WhatsApp only.
Via WhatsApp only, and yeah. I do have to say, Peter, I do have a backhand. Yeah. You think I have a backhand? Yeah. I do have a backhand. The people know I have a backhand, but yeah.
Very interesting, that the cost of a party.
Yeah.
And I think, that's very nice, Peter.
Yeah.
I do tend to agree with most of the commentary today.
Yeah.
I do tend to agree with it,
Yeah, and Rihanna's performance was, it's Rihanna.
Yes,
it's Rihanna. And plus, we know her state now expecting her second child. And as I said, she couldn't work. I expected Peter to, I did the singing today, but yeah.
But we're on the topic of football, and Peter mentioned something about football, Kane. And it's interesting, though. Do you watch female football?
You even said female cricket. I don't.
Well, definitely I won't watch female cricket. But
hold on a second. Our first call of the day. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports. Good afternoon. One Prime. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, this is the citizen.
The citizen, man.
The citizen. What? Mm-hmm.
Manchester City.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
I'm sure you don't want to talk about Manchester City at this point, but you probably want to talk more about Kansas City or Kingston City. How is Kingston City doing today?
It's really clear today. Night sky. So
yeah.
Beautiful atmosphere here today.
And before you touch on Kansas City, touch on Manchester City. What happened this morning?
It's a blunder. Just unfortunate. One of those things.
Because
a big match, big.
Yeah, dispatching Arsenal 3-1. Yeah, because I heard you say you take the lead now and you're not looking.
With the remainder of the pack, you know the quality what this team can possess at any given day.
But I heard you so early in the week that you take the lead now, so you're not looking back.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be a ding dong, but we can't lose. We cannot lose.
Yeah, cash. As a citizen. All right, fair enough. Still,
can't lose, you know what I mean?
Well, but fair enough, and I do think that City will win the EPL title and Arsenal. Yeah, well, I did say that.
You're feeling that? Or
No, I mean, I think Arsenal will wither away and they'll finish a close second, but they're definitely title contenders. I wouldn't have them as title favorites.
we can't rule them out.
They're playing good football. They were down 2-1 today.
Very, very good football. Even the match we beat them this week, they played exceptional well.
They were down 2-1 today at the 68th minute and they scored 3 goals after that. Winning 4-2
We have more quality and
on the road at that.
So you guys think Arsenal is going to stumble?
I think Arsenal will stumble and City will win by about 5 points.
Champions League, start back from last week.
Yeah.
I see PSG lose their first leg time.
Yeah. But that Bayern Munich side is all to perform as well.
Hard to beat.
That German team Bayern Munich is, to me, underrated and one of the best teams in the world, alongside Napoli.
Definitely, you cannot rule them out.
Yeah.
I mean, they make 2 key signings, then get money in the summer transfer. And now, Chancellor the other day,
Yeah.
2 quality players, them championship
Yeah.
players in the Premier League, and now in the Bundesliga.
But even so,
That's more or less a weaker competition, I must say, but still have quality all over.
Yeah.
In some of those teams, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. And
Man,
I
it
mean,
was a
Champions
big
League is
signing.
just hyping up.
Second leg at home for PSG going to be
Yep.
wait,
It's going to be a humdinger.
PSG
Yeah, they lost at Paris. They lost in PSG, so they're going to Bayern.
totally are gonna get
Oh, it still will be a good match. I think it's still
What were your thoughts on the match? You watched the match?
no, I didn't remember Manchester City.
Oh yes, same.
Oh, so
yeah.
you choose to watch Man City Arsenal over Bayern Munich PSG with the goat on the field?
Every day of the week.
I'm just kidding. I know you're a big Man City fan, but I watched the first half.
When Manchester City play, you know, especially when we play in a big game, I will play like how we play and win. There's no feelings like that, you know. You have to be a citizen to know the feeling.
Oh, well, I'm not a citizen, but I do know of loyalty and patriotism. So,
You don't even want food to eat. Like you're very full.
I mean,
Beauty possessed out there and excellency and everything.
you know, so I saw on the news that a man
Feeling like just like
tried to fast for 40 days, you know, and didn't make it, you know. So be careful with that. No eating. Yeah. I see a man trying to fast for 40 days and did make it to the 40th day.
Pasta?
I don't even remember if it's a pasta, but
Yeah.
so with City playing, try eat some food, cause you might be heartbroken, especially with Leipzig coming up next week for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
But we beat them the last 2 seasons. Yeah, we beat them. We draw with them. I think last year they beat us in the second leg. When we already gone through, but we're not going to be easy.
But you are favorites in that tie though, and should get the better of Leipzig.
Yeah, man. So how was your Sunday, man? How was your Sunday?
Yeah, you go from one city to the next.
Yeah, how was your Sunday?
Sunday last week, Sunday.
Yeah, man. You know what I talk about already.
Sunday dinner? What happened on Sunday?
It has gone on as one of the great Super Bowl ever in the history.
Yeah. So what do you think of the match?
It was a very good game. Very, very good.
I mean, what did you think of the flag on the near the end of the match? That
It was a penalty. It was a stupid play by the
so 2 weeks, two matches back to back. Because remember that play against the Bengals where that penalty call.
It was a stupid. Well, I mean, remember, you know, we create that play and draw the penalty.
Yeah.
So it might look a particular way saying that this is a big game
the referee, they shouldn't have called it. Some people say blah blah blah. But
So do you think? So
it was the defender's stupidity.
Okay.
To bring down the player and pulling on to the player.
Yeah.
It's not our fault, and it weren't good for us.
Yeah.
And again, it comes down to man management, regardless of what or who. We're not going to play stupid. We could have run in all the way for the touchdown.
You waste time at the 1 yard line, yeah.
Touchdown when they only have one timeout left, and the game is under 3 minutes, approaching the 2-minute marker. Just run it down and kill the clock.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid definitely did that.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Andy Reid was my MVP for that. Yeah, Andy Reid was my MVP for that finals. A coach will never get that kind of accolade, but he was the MVP for me. Even that last play that you mentioned, you saw that the Eagles defense was trying to allow them to score.
Yeah. Because they knew that they were up against
instructions the instructions was given to the players from early not to score.
Yeah. Carry to the 1 yard line, waste time, run down the clock.
A big match by Andy Reid.
Because it's sure it's there, so run them back, kick the field goal.
I won't have any. Leave them with no time.
Give them under 20 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah. With no timeouts.
And you realize they didn't have no Russia.
Yeah.
So when them are going to run come all the way through.
Crazy.
Them are going to go for the game, Mary.
Yeah.
And I remember saying him have a shoulder injury, so I still couldn't throw the ball so deep. Anyway.
My homie do it again. That's my homie.
That's your homie.
All right, we'll have to leave it right there, though. All right, Mr. City man.
As usual, one Primal family, and it's always a pleasure.
All right, respect.
All right, Mr. City.
Thanks for the call. Big up, citizen.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Cool.
Mm.
Yeah, football.
Hey.
Let's go back to our football because we have the
You want to talk about what happened in the PSG Bayern match? Because I know that's what you're leaning to. Go ahead. So what you want? Get it off your chest. I'm
just gonna say one thing real quick about that match and move on to the under 17 boys for Jamaica. Messi and Neymar. Well, I don't expect much from Neymar. Well, Mbappe is definitely the best footballer in the world right now. Messi, for me, disappointing. I was totally disappointed in his performance. I could not. This man was nowhere to be found on the pitch, and this is my problem with Messi. Whenever Mbappe is out with an injury, didn't start in the match, and I'm saying, pick up the slack, Messi. Pick up the slack. Messi was invisible in the first half.
Yeah.
And let me tell you this. You see great players. Maybe because MJ spoiled me, or maybe because Maradona spoiled me. But no matter what, whether it's Curry football, whether it's a little backyard thing, them man always have to compete. Yeah. And you know what I'm talking about. Because Kobe would have done the same. Yeah. Messi at times somebody just disappear. Man disappearing at the match. And I said, what is this? I was watching the match, I said, no, sir. We can't have this man as the best footballer I ever see. With that type of mentality. When him start playing, when Mbappe come on.
Mbappe adds a different dynamic to the game.
No, hold on. That's what I'm saying. Regardless, if you are this greatest thing ever, make a difference, no man. Give me a 10-15 minutes. Do something, no man. Nothing at all. Nothing. And him do it. It's not just this one time I see Messi do it. Messi do it in a World Cup finals. The man did it in quarter finals.
No.
That's my problem with Messi. At times, I'm not saying he's not great, but at times him just don't show up at times when him team really need him to show up. More times than not.
No.
Of course.
Blasphemous.
So you're telling me, say, Messi, you saw the performance against Bayern, and you thought Messi disappearing in the first half, not playing.
Bayern Munich had more possession of the ball. Bayern Munich is a big side.
Jesus.
And it's a team sport, and the players around Messi.
I agree that
and
it's a
the
team
players
sport.
around Messi did not have possession of the ball.
I tell you, Maradona, this is why I respect you so much.
Well, for not winning.
Let us move on to the reggae boys. Let us move on
No, just jump up.
No, I'm just saying, as I've seen this too many times from Messi. Come on, man.
I'm expecting
to close out this year You win the World Cup, I expect you to close out good and retire good. I think he should just retire after this year.
I have a question.
No, but Messi going to win the next World Cup.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we calling under 17 players reggae boys?
No, well, that's what I call them.
I just want to know.
The youth reggae boys.
Yeah, that's what
Reggae
No, that's
kids.
what I call them. Let's call them reggae youths.
Reggae kids.
They're
reggae
under
kids.
17. They're under 17.
The reggae kids.
Yeah. All right. So let us go on to the under 17 because they have a big match tonight. They're trying to qualify for the youth under 17 World Cup in November. Right. We're playing against Guatemala tonight. I think we have a pretty tough draw.
Well,
it's not a tough draw. We made it tough.
yeah. Because we
We didn't
lost.
handle business in the group stages.
We lost to Guadeloupe. Was it?
Guadeloupe.
Mm-hmm.
And draw out Costa Rica and we beat Cuba.
Yeah.
And if we had beaten top the group, we would have been in a more favorable position in terms of the draw. So we have Guatemala tonight at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And it's a top 4, so we have to reach the semi-final in order to qualify.
What round is this?
Round of 16.
Round of 16. So we have to beat Guatemala.
Yes, and more than likely we'll face the United States in the
next one,
quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boys they've been playing well. I know Peter don't agree, but the youth they've been playing well. Conceding a couple late goals in a couple of the matches that they played.
Because we're up 2-0 against Costa Rica, and the match ended 2-2. I heard Costa Rica scored 2 late goals.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports.
Prime is prime.
Prime is prime. Prime time. Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, why you always move the goalposts?
To suit his parameters, right?
What goalpost you talking about, man? What goalpost?
He said one thing for somebody and then said one thing for somebody else.
You always move the goalposts.
How is that?
Break it down for me, caller. I agree, but I don't know which point you're talking
I
about.
have no idea what you're talking about.
I move the goal. You're going to play scrimmages, man. Which goal post?
I like to talk about, I said I like Luka Doncic. And I said, Luka too soft. He's a ball hugger, he want the ball every minute. And I said to you, but that's what you need in a team. You need a player who wants to deliver at all times.
Yes.
Same.
I don't recall saying well Luka.
Like LeBron is not like that. He's more of a team player and what's it, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, yeah, they need somebody with that little hunger, that little extraness, like a Kobe, like a MJ.
Yeah, I agree.
That for the suit.
Yeah.
And then I remember you saying the reason why you highly rate Maradona over Messi is because of that dog in him.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I remember saying that.
You don't like Doncic because he has too much dog. You don't like Messi because he don't have no dog.
Yes.
So, what want it to right?
No, what I said
It's a deal movie like a cat.
What I said about Luka Doncic is that the style in which he plays, you cannot take over everybody's position on the court, and that is why you get the stats. That's why I can pull up the stat sheet like LeBron. You can't play everybody's position. MJ tried to do that in 1987 and 1988 when he averaged 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 30 odd points per game. You can't win like that because you have to give your teammates confidence at the same time. You have to make your teammates, you have to make them express themselves at the same time.
And be a dog at the same time.
So you have to have that balance. So you have to have that balanced approach. So Luka style of play cannot win a championship. You cannot play everybody's position on the court. You understand? So that was my point with Luka. My point with Messi is that Messi disappeared too much for such a great footballer. In big moments, not all the time, but in some big moments, him disappear. That's my problem with Messi. And not because Mbappe wasn't playing, you tell me say you couldn't drop back somewhere or try to play a different role than what you used to playing.
That is essentially doing what you don't want Luka to do.
That's what I'm saying. You have to take it into context. You have to take it into context. You have to look at what you have at that specific moment and what is needed within that time. I'm not saying you're going to do it all the time. But if you find that in a match, in a match, tactically it's not working out, you're gonna continue doing the same thing. You have to make adjustments, in-game adjustments. That's my point. And I see Messi do that too many times.
No, I'm telling you that Bayern has the ball. Bayern has more possession of the ball. When Messi drop back and tackle?
I want the man to be more involved. Whoa. Anyway, Carla.
Thanks,
Get on to Formula One real quick, because I know it's that you're coming about.
No, but that was my main pick for the car, because if he moves to the goalpost, if you want that.
I just explained it to you. I just explained it.
Eventually, he find himself playing that left back. He's going to be playing that right back, center midfield. Somewhere he has to take over the game at some point.
Would you agree that? Would you agree with?
To take over a game.
Would you?
Every game or an important game, then he's going to do it.
Would you agree? But let me ask you this: would you agree that you have seen Messi meltdown before?
All the time.
Would you agree that you seen LeBron James meltdown before?
A lot of times.
You ever see it happen? You ever see Maradona meltdown yet? Win or lose, in body language on the field, effort. You ever see MJ meltdown yet? You ever see Kobe Kobe? No, never. Yes?
No, we never seen that before.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying when you're great, I think you have to be great all the time in big moments.
You ever seen Nadal meltdown before?
No,
You ever see Djokovic meltdown?
kind of.
The goalpost.
high standard.
The goalpost. The goalpost.
High standard.
No, but
That's a very high
And
standard.
the Djokovic is your god.
Yeah, that's an individual sport. But you see the team
Oh,
thing. But we have to leave it right there now. But we'll continue this next week because you have to take everything into context. You can't just say this and say that. You have times where you have to make adjustment in a game.
Aye.
And I think Messi, for
So
too many
at
times.
least for today, we know where the goalpost is.
Yeah. Thanks to the car,
We
Carla.
have to run. 'Cause I know you had something to talk about Lewis Hamilton, but
Save that for next week. I'd say move the goalpost. Yeah.
Yeah,
You see, I know the Djokovic thing I just drop in because I've seen
So
meltdown before.
I need a quick, poll.
Go ahead.
Best Super Bowl halftime so far for you. Who
Bruno
was
Mars.
best?
Bruno
Mars.
Oh.
You know that's mine as well.
Yeah, Bruno
Okay,
Mars.
so you know
Wow.
best halftime show.
Janet,
Whoa, that's.
MJ,
I mean,
Michael Jackson.
I'm trying to remember all of them. And
Yeah, but
I-
just pick one out. What's the most memorable one? That's basically the question is.
last year with Eminem and Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg was
Missy
good.
Elliott.
That's actually top five. You know.
To me, that
Anyhow,
one was good.
just for the audience to
I'm
know
an Eminem fan.
that number one performance of all time, Prince, 2007.
Oh yes,
Prince was good.
And
Wow,
guess what?
I'm not much of
Michael
a Prince
Jackson,
fan.
number 10. I don't see how that. I think Michael Jackson was up there too, but
I'm not
MJ
much
was
of a
number
big
10.
Prince
How
fan.
much? Bruno Mars.
Prince
Where
is
did
good.
Bruno finish? Like four.
Fourth. But remember, Prince have a hell of a catalog. you
Yeah,
know?
Prince catalog
And he can
is
bring
stuff.
other people on the stage that
Prince.
singing his same songs.
Prince.
But the
has-
Missy Elliott show with the one he talking about was a big show in
Missy
Yeah,
Elliott.
Yeah, Missy
Miss Elliott.
and Snoop and
And Eminem.
No, man, that was MJ. That was Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, that was
You're talking with the West Coast rappers.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre.
No,
You know,
man,
last year-
Missy Elliott mash up the place.
That was
man.
Yeah,
awesome.
that
Yeah,
one
Missy
was.
Elliott.
I thought you'd have picked Jennifer Lopez in. I had you down for J-Lo and Shakira.
J-Lo.
No, remember J-Lo and
Yeah.
Shakira was the same show, you know.
Yeah.
I had you down for that
No,
one.
no, not my kind of thing.
No?
Belly dancing.
No, your kind of thing.
No, not that J-Lo for sure.
But yeah. So before we wrap up the show, later on, young reggae, under 17,
Under 17
playing at
boys.
8. We have the
Guatemala.
NBA All-Star
Is it on
Weekend.
TV? Will it be televised?
Should be, I think, on Flow Sports. Should be.
Yeah, should be.
Should be.
Yeah, man.
I find it hard to watch 17-year-olds play football. you know.
They're playing decent.
I have to go and watch that. It's
So
very
give your
difficult.
support to the under 17 reggae boys. Watch the match later. We have the NBA All-Star Weekend. I mean, entertainment.
Yeah.
Track and field season heating up. Gibson Relays next week.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
we have Champions League again this week. So this week is a jam-packed sports. You take your
as
pick. So
usual.
feel free to watch these sports and call in next week. We want to invite more callers to the show and tell us your take, because we're talking about things that we hope you can relate to and have seen before. Or even so, give you back feedback on what's going on, because we watch them. So
Yeah.
we'll be looking out for Gibson Relays, the under 17 boys, NBA All-Star Weekend to see, you know.
And the NBA kicks off back next week.
Yeah, so-
But I wanted to add something to to what Peter said about Simone Edwards.
Yes.
That died. She was the first Jamaican to play in the WNBA.
NBA,
Yes, I know.
And she won a title as well. Yeah. So condolences again to the family. She's a big ambassador for basketball in Jamaica.
True. Gone too soon.
Man. Man. Big.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, she put female basketball on the map.
And she's a
It needs to be on the map.
Yeah, man. So we'll come to the end of another show.
next week you'll be here again.
Yeah, we hope to be back to 90 minutes.
We'll be back to a regular hours next week. So
Up next, DJ Sykes. And I mean, one love from the Primal Sports Decks and the whole Primal family. Thanks for the viewers. Thanks for our listeners on Fit FM.
96.7.
And I
Big
mean,
up on yourself.
one love, enough respect. DJ Sykes, on to you.
Peace out.